The phone didn't stop vibrating. Fourth day after my birthday, 17 missed calls, same number, my son. I watched it buzz against the motel nightstand, the cheap wood rattling like it was nervous. I let it ring. Again. Again. 4 days earlier, I had stood in my own living room while 100 faces watched me get erased. Cake still warm, candles half melted. My wife's smile had been practiced, surgical. She said my name like a verdict. Divorce papers slid across the table where my birthday gifts were supposed to be. My wedding photos came off the wall, one frame at a time. Glass didn't break. That was intentional. She wanted it clean. My manager handed me an envelope. No eye contact. $148,000. Tuition. Ultimatum. My daughter took my car keys like she was reclaiming stolen property. Title already transferred. She said that part proudly. Then my manager stepped forward. He wouldn't meet my eyes either. HR language. Terminated. Effective immediately. I said nothing. Silence unsettles people who are certain they're right. I walked out with empty hands and a full understanding. This wasn't sudden. This was planned. Now they were calling. All of them. And I finally understood why. In the motel mirror, I barely recognized myself. Not broken, not angry, observant. Betrayal leaves patterns if you stop reacting and start watching. The dinner wasn't about me. It was about legitimacy. My wife had been distant for years, but not cold. Strategic, affection rationed, questions deflected, money moved quietly. My access reduced one signature at a time. The kids followed her lead. That part hurt more than I expected, not because of love, but because of precision. They'd rehearsed their lines. A family doesn't coordinate that kind of execution without a reason. I replayed the last decade. Late nights, new consulting job, phones always face down, and one detail I'd ignored, the way our anniversary had stopped mattering, but another date, early spring, was always protected. I remembered a name I wasn't supposed to remember, my manager's, the same man who fired me. Shock didn't arrive like thunder. It crept in, quiet, logical. This wasn't just a divorce. This was asset extraction, reputation demolition, replacement. And I wasn't the husband anymore. I was the obstacle. I didn't confront anyone. That's what they expected. Instead, I requested documents, marriage filings, trust adjustments, corporate HR timelines. Nothing illegal, just aligned. I paid for a private lab, 2 samples, hair, toothbrush. I'd been a father long enough to know where to find both. I accessed phone records through an old account she'd forgotten to revoke. There it was, years of calls routed through encrypted apps, but metadata never lies. Frequency, duration, location, hotel stays during conferences, same city, same nights. I sat in silence as my life reorganized itself into columns. Truth doesn't scream, it waits to be assembled. I watched security footage from the office, something my former role had access to. My manager and my wife, elevator, hands not touching but close enough to know. Intimacy without risk. The DNA report arrived on a Tuesday morning. I didn't open it right away. I made coffee, let it cool. Control matters. Neither child was biologically mine. 0 probability. I felt nothing. That scared me more than grief ever could. I invited my wife to meet me, neutral ground, lawyer present, though she didn't know that yet. I slid the report across the table. No speech, no accusation. She read. Her face collapsed inward like a building engineered to fail. I didn't plan, she started. I raised a finger. Silence returned, obedient. Then I asked one question, calm, surgical. Did they know? She didn't answer. That was enough. The power move wasn't loud. It was paperwork. I had already transferred my remaining assets, legally, into a protected trust. Clauses she'd signed years ago, assuming she'd never need to read them. My termination? Invalid. conflict of interest, affair with spouse, HR compliance nightmare, lawsuit already filed. The tuition bill returned unopened with a copy of the DNA results attached. The car title reversed, fraudulent transfer, minor involved. I sent nothing with emotion, just facts. Then I blocked them, all of them. The phone stopped ringing eventually. I moved, new city, new name on the lease. I don't miss them, not because I never loved them, but because love built on lies isn't love, it's occupation. Sometimes I think about that dinner, the cake, the applause when they thought I was finished. They wanted a reaction. I gave them consequences. The last voicemail came weeks later, my son, crying, confused. I deleted it without listening to the end. Some truths don't need closure. They need distance and silence. That's where I live now.